Israelis quite largely feel that if isolation and reputational damage is the price they have to pay to continue a war, which is to defeat an existential threat on all of their borders, then that's a price they're willing to pay. And Benjamin Netanyahu, for all his unpopularity among some parts of Israeli society and clearly some parts of Washington, is the prime minister perhaps with the track record of standing up to American pressure the most of any Israeli prime minister.
Do you think, though, the price that Israel, and the Palestinians had to pay for this, 32,000 Palestinians dead, is this, do you think, how Israel should have conducted this operation, given they were the victims of October the 7th? And now, 5.5 months later, the world has more or less told Israel, what you're doing is not something that we find acceptable.
Well, those figures, of course, are highly contested and given out
by the State Department, not by the Pentagon, not by all of Israel's allies who are now echoing these numbers.
Those figures are given out by Hamas.
Well, are you saying that the Pentagon is picking up what Hamas is saying and running with it? They are using these numbers now?
Yes, I am. Those numbers are being given out by Hamas, and they've been demonstrated quite effectively by statisticians and others to not be consistent within themselves, as they've gone up in certain days. Certain daily counts of those very figures given out by the Hamas authorities have shown more women and children dying in individual days than total people who have died in that day. So they are literally inconsistent within themselves.
Well,
but back to your original question.
Let's go to the
back to your original question, because, undoubtedly there is suffering in Gaza and there is death. Israel, of course, says that it didn't want this war, but what it's done is conduct a military campaign that's been actually, in pure military terms, quite successful so far. The debate has been over whether they should be allowed to go into Rafah and continue